Hi, my name is Tiana, and the article I chose to research was Relationship Satisfaction with Adults. To start off, the authors of my article were William Chopik, Amy Nuttall, and Ji-Won Oh. At first, they were questioning if relationships in our lives contributed to well-being. They were also wondering if our parent or sibling relationships affected one another. They started off by testing parent and sibling relationships. They did this because having a family means having to manage different relationships, and I fully agree on this because I have 8 siblings and it is a lot to deal with sometimes. The authors started off by saying that parent relationships were harder to determine if relationships were more beneficial or not because of the history of fathers taking a backseat from family history. They also say that people tend to think that they have a closer or more positive relationship with their parent just because of the memories of them being caregivers. So with that all being said, the researchers' goal was to determine most influential relationships and who benefits from them the most. So they selected 572 people randomly from a subject pool between 18 to 25 years old. 56% of these people were white, 15 were Asian, 14 were African American, and 4.7 were Hispanic. For the method, they just asked these adults a 18 questionnaire. So they basically were handed some statements, and they had a scale between 1 through 7, whether or not they agree or disagree on the statement. They tested anxiety by having statements like, I worry my partner will not care about me as much as I care for them. They tested avoidance by having statements like, I prefer not to be close to a romantic partner. The authors then said that anxiety and avoidance are correlated. They also tested depressive symptoms. They had statements on there saying, I was bothered by things that usually don't bother me. And then lastly, they did test satisfaction levels. But with this, they said, in most ways, my life is close to my ideal, and they had to finish the sentence. As a result, satisfaction with each relationship was associated with greater satisfaction and fewer depressive symptoms. Positive relationships with their parents can be associated with lower depressive symptoms. More depressive symptoms can be causing poor relationships between parents and siblings. Sibling relationships can be more important to us during different life stages. They also provide people with tools for managing conflicts and forming emotional ties. Skills and experiences we learn from these relationships can be transferred to new relationships, which I fully agree on. The last thing I wanted to talk about was 3 of my weaknesses I had found from my article. The first was that 572 people from the same environment could have affected results just because if they're from the same environment, they could possibly think the same. So I feel like if you're from a different environment, you don't know whether or not people have different perspectives on relationships or what a positive one should look like. People with parents with less education and money could have higher anxiety or avoidance levels. I feel like because they were saying how only 42% of these people's family were making over 100,000 a year. They were saying the rest were making 40,000 a year. So this could have correlated also to depressive symptoms and less satisfaction with relatives. So yeah, that's it.